Hey guys, we've got a 15-10 on the board, opponent's rated 13-31, and my rating is 15-10, interestingly. Let's see if we get a bite from Agzam123. Is that Estonia, Latvia, Uzbekistan? Looks like they're not interested. This is a 4-12 game. Yeah, looks like we got a no-show from Azgam123. Oh well, hey ho. I spoke too soon. We have game on. We're playing a Vienna. So they took 30 seconds to decide to play e5 in response to e4. And they sure are taking their time. Let's hope you're not firing up some software, Azgam. This makes you slightly nervous. You're playing someone quite a lot lower rated. The temptation is greater. Anyway. This is going really slow. Do apologise. Well, why don't you just bring your knight out here? That'd be good. Then we could play a full copycat. How about that? A minute and a half. And he's played one move. You have to move quicker than that, my son. Well, there goes my audience. Everyone's stopped watching now. Everyone's decided to go and put the kettle on while they wait for Azgam123 to choose his second move in response to the extremely oddball Vienna opening that nobody ever plays. Might have to show you a picture of some kittens instead. Got some kittens. Yeah, we've got kittens, haven't we? Look at these guys. It's okay. You're cool. You're cool. I know. Don't worry. You're fine. You're fine. Oh, we're right. We have a move, and this is really unusual. This I just don't know. Wow. Okay, so I'm inclined to develop my bishop, but then we've got d5. Takes, but then I've got... How do we come out swinging? I don't know. Let's play knight f3. Let's target this pawn that's undefended right now. You might waste a move on d6. This is an unusual move. It's like a Caro Khan against the Vienna, right? There's no real kind of transposition, is there? Because he's got this pawn out on e5. Just trying to figure out if we could transpose to the von Hennig, but nah. Well, 3 minutes to play 2 pawn moves. So my opponent's playing at classical speed. Come on. This video is going to have to come with a warning. Warning may send you to sleep. Opponent doesn't play chess in a hurry. Nearly 4 minutes taken now over 2 pawn moves. 3 pawn moves. Hurrah! Okay, this is a bit unusual. I mean, he's moved the f pawn. I'm just inclined to do this, but if it, like, d5, hang on, bishop here, d5, takes, I simply just win a pawn. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get ready to castle as well. Play d3 or d4. So I'm not convinced by all this pawn moving nonsense. Also notice he's moved both of the bishop's pawns. Now, two things about the bishop's pawns. One is you move them one square and it interrupts the knight, so he's in the knight's way. Plus, it does nothing to release this bishop. I mean, at least on move one he moved the e-pawn, so this bishop can actually get into the game, but this bishop is not going to have a happy time. He's not going to find it easy. And another pawn move. Oh, alright. Okay, I'm inclined to castle now. Am I worried about my bishop getting trapped? No, he's got these squares. If he does this and I bring my bishop back here, he does that. I can even trade the bishop for that knight. I could even do that now, if I so wish. Now, what that means is, if rook recaptures, there's no castling kingside, so the kingside is out. That means if this king is going to get to safety, he's got to go long. And if he does, would I like him to have pushed this pawn as well? Let's see if we can trigger that move. 5 moves, 5 pawn moves. And then if a4 now, I think I'll just trade off my bishop. Oh, hello. Right, now I'm thinking a4 on my part to prevent him from pushing that. Some people push a3, thinking let's give the bishop a square and leave our pawn on a protected square. However, is a4 better? If he takes here, I can take back, and that's a nice square for the bishop actually. So I'm thinking a4. I'm castled already. Yeah, I think a4. He pushes again, I can just bring this knight around. This is a very unusual start. Okay, he's taken. Right, I mean, I did have knight in there as well, but I like the idea of lining up this bishop with this king. What's that? So he's going to have to move this pawn for this bishop to have any influence over the game, yeah? But then that means this pawn's going to be pinned against the king. So what are we doing here? d4 and takes, and I've got queen takes, that's nice. d4, it's got to be. My opponent's wasted so much time on all these pawn moves. Okay, now I'm thinking queen takes. Is there any problem with that move? Knight takes is also playable, but if knight comes to here, could be good actually. But I like my knight where it is. You can take with the queen. I don't see any problem. This knight can't even come out and hit the queen. Okay, he can put the knight there. Oh, he can also move his bishop there as well. That is a thought. Part of me just wants to eliminate this knight too. Take that out. That's really going to... Yeah, let's do it. Sod it. Come on. Let's do it. Pawn takes. Means the queen is the only defender of this pawn now. Do I push on? Do I play one of my rooks to e1, line it up with the king? I kind of like this push. The question is, do I have to worry about this move? It's lined up with queen and king. Let's have a think. If I push there, bishop comes out. I really hate black's position with a passion. Rook here. So my queen, does my queen have some good squares? Okay, that's an undefended bishop. Can I cover that square in any way? Not really. If I drop my queen back, the bishop can't come out, because now I can capture on there. Kind of like that. So now my queen's in line with there, I could just throw Eddie up the board. And this guy, he's looking way too vulnerable. Okay, well that's goodbye kingside castles. That's quite good. I think centralising the rooks makes sense as an argument for that. I'm not worried about this bishop. I mean, there's a pawn in the way of like bishop takes knight, and also the knight is defended by the queen, because this pawn is technically pinned right now, yeah? Here, or just push on with the pawn. Let's just push on. Head down, charge, I think is the way to go. King's stuck in the middle, can't castle that way, may castle that way, but that's 2 moves off, because first he's got to move his queen somewhere, and it can't move it there, because I take it. So queen here, I'm just going to capture this pawn with the discovered check. And it's almost all over. Okay. Queen takes here. I have a check here. Or I've got knight takes with threats. Knight takes. Let's say he moves this pawn thinking about attacking on here. I can just do this. Wins the queen. Sometimes the threat of the discovery, laying a discovery, is more powerful than the move with check. So here, if I'd have given check, capture with a queen, you can just block with a queen. But this way, I'm now threatening the discovered check, which is completely forcing move, capturing this pawn and winning the queen, because the queen can't block because knight takes queen anyway. Woof, woof. There we go. I can now capture a pawn, threatening this one. Still not too worried about this for now. Also comes with a potential check. And how does he block that? I mean, what does he do in response to this check? Rook blocks, gets taken, doesn't work. King moves. That's his only option. Bishop b3 could be a move as well. In fact, should this pawn move, I have bishop takes d7 check. And that's nasty. So, this is almost a punishing dumbass openings. Punishing dumbass openings. Almost. And the dude took literally like 4 minutes. Okay, he's done. Oh, he's done it! He's done it! Right, okay, we have options. This guy's been on the vodka all early, right? So, okay, queen h5 check. Will force the king to move. But this is also just super cool. So I'm going to do that first. Check. King can't go there. King has... Oh! Queen has to give up her life. The queen has to take the bishop. There is no other option. Now, do we take straight away? If we take straight away, he's got check here. I have to move. He comes back and wins my queen. We do not want this. This would be against our interests. If I come back here with check, king goes here. I'm actually a pawn down, believe it or not. I've given up 2 bishops. So here, he takes with check. This is the problem. The problem is he's got a windmill, right? And the windmill means that because my king's only got 2 places it can go, he comes with check. I'm forced here. Then wherever his rook goes, it comes with a discovered check, which means I'm forced back. Actually, could even be mate. So he takes here. I go here. He withdraws. I have to block. So if I just take the queen now, he does this, I come here, he withdraws, I block the bishop, let's say f3, he takes my queen. Okay, so the alternative is, I give check here. King can't go here because it's mate. Okay, so I give check here, king goes here, I can give another check. Or do I just do that f3 now and head it off? Let's do this first, then f3 or knight f3, because there's no bishop takes because the pawn isn't the only defender, the knight also defends. Excuse me. Okay, I'm thinking f3 and then a rook to d1 wins the queen anyway. Knight here is also a thought, but then that gets the king out of line with the queen, yeah? So I'm thinking f3 now. One of these wins the queen anyway if the king doesn't get out of there. But the queen actually needs to move, sharpish. So just getting rid of this chest from my semi-flu that I just had. Queen has to move, and she really has to get off the d-file. She could go there, but then I've got checks. In fact, wherever she goes, I've got checks. I'm gonna bring one of my rooks to here. This one's looking at an undefended pawn, so it might be rook f. So I took 2 minutes 40 over that move. This just doesn't work. I mean, you've got to save the queen. There's nothing else for it. Here, for example, I can now win the queen or even win the rook with a discovered check. So he's not, if I give check here, king's not going there at all. He's going to go here or here. So this is a very powerful combo, this. Seems like the king's really safe there. And like we say, you know, there's 2 ways of doing it. One is this with the threat of the discovery, but actually that is not quite so forcing. In this instance, the rook taking is completely forcing because I have to go to h1, and then he's got the retreat and bring... Oh, hello! What on earth is this? What the hell is this? Okay. Queen here. So what are you planning? What are you planning? Okay, he's got queen and rook looking at this. Now, if I play a rook to here, for example, let's say this. He does rook here, I come here, he's got rook takes here, I've got queen takes, your queen is trapped. I don't get it. Show me. Have you come up with something evil? Yes, you've got this check, right? But then I go king h1. The queen is pinned. The queen cannot move off the d-file. She can move up and down the d-file legally without causing check. Okay, now this. Bishop takes doesn't work because I capture the queen with check. This is turning into quite a lot of fun, isn't it? I thought it was just a complete cluster blunder. But it seems it's like Asgam123 likes a fight. He's a scrapper. I've got bare knuckle fight in 3 weeks. I want the pikey. Bricktop. What a character. What a character. Okay, we have another check here as well. King here, we've got discovery ideas. Check here, king goes here. I've got other checks maybe. Check here, king goes here. Not sure. King has moved. I think I get the queen. Bishop can't take here. It's defended by everything. Okay, now, good. Right, we're actually up in material, but not by a fat lot. It has to be said. Okay. So this hits the rook. The rook's attacking an undefended pawn, but I doubt that's going to make a huge material difference at this point in time. Here, I'm threatening to come in. I have instant checks. I mean, I've got a check here. King can't go there, but can come there. I think this... I like... You know, the knights together do control quite a few squares. And that. That's the shape of two knights in line. Make this funny Space Invader shape. So I'm attacking his rook. He still can't take there because it's super defended. And these knights working in tandem could do a bit of a job on my opponent. That is a fork here. We've got to see what he does first. There are lots of moves he can make, and with this player, I just don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. Queen e5 check looks okay, sensible. Okay, this isn't playable because he's got two attackers. This, if he blocks, I can take. Also stops the king retreating right into the corner. I may also have ideas like this. I'd like to engage my rook, but my rook's kind of busy right now. He should also be thinking about engaging his other rook. And we are +2 materials right now, having won the queen. But that's not a lot. I mean, our opponent's still got 2 rooks, 2 bishops, and a knight. And that is plenty. You can win a chess game with that much material. We are also slightly down on pawns. Having said that, we've got more pawns than the black's got. So, what are you going to do? This doesn't work, because I'm going to trade. Wherever. Also, this is also a check. So in fact, if bishop blocked here, I've check here. Whatever the king does, I'm going to take with then 3 attackers. These squares would all be attacking now. Agsam, what are you going to do? Okay, what's he got? He can retreat there or there. He can go there. He can block with the bishop, but that doesn't work. This might be his best bet. Now I've got rook here though. That falls to a bishop fork. I think the key thing is to just be pressing up the board with these knights, because they do control so many good squares, and also a knight and a queen together, even one knight and a queen. There's a very powerful checkmating combination. Two knights backing up a queen is pretty ideal. Notice this is also a fork on both rooks. Haha. So say king goes here, queen there. Bishop can't block because I just take, right? So king here, queen here. Nothing blocks. He has to come back. Down to 3 minutes now. He's played some very quick moves and he's played some very slow ones. Okay, king comes to here. Now, obviously I can capture there with check. And he resigns. Best move here, apparently queen e6 check according to the machine, but knight takes a5. It's all completely winning, completely crushing. Well, what a game! What a game! That was a load of fun. A bit of a Chimp's tea party. Yeah, and he pretty much blew it. I mean, okay, I had 2 missed wins, which is to be expected. So here, after this, there was a better move, which gives me a winning position. Wow, what? It has to push g6. Oh, wow. Wow. That's interesting. Could I spot that? Taking here takes... That's pretty cool, actually. The point is really I'm just getting rid of the knight. Preparing this. That's a very nice little sack there. That might have to go in the study. Anyway, that was a load of fun. Hope you enjoyed it. I did. See you later.